Alright, welcome back to Path of Exile. We find ourselves in Oriath one more time. This is the 10th act, the last one before we move on to maps and whatever else the endgame has to offer. Before we fight Kitava though, we need to make sure that we can handle what's coming. We did conclude the events with Bane before, in our last episode. So we have to get back to the Oriath Square. And apparently there's a syndicate event here.
When I'm ready, and not before.
We're gonna have to use the scaffolding here. Oh, I see the entrance to the laboratory. We're gonna have to clear this area though. And we might as well try to defeat the Ancient Monster. This is a Contempt Essence, so never mind. We can't actually use these.
Witness the start of a new world order.
And that is Janus.
In the dirt, worm.
And apparently not accompanied by anyone else. That was easier than expected. It can get a bit hectic in here. So we're gonna speak to him after we identify these items. Nothing that we can use, unfortunately.
This work? This is grunt work. Look at me. Do I look like a grunt to you? Don't answer that. I didn't want to be doing this any more than you wanted me to. In fact, there's a job I've had my eye on for some time that I think you'll agree is much more suitable for a man of my stature.
So do I want him to move to fortification? In all honesty, I'm going to simply release him from now on. Until we get a better overview of the syndicate. And as for Guff, to tell you the truth, I'm not even sure I want him in the syndicate. But more on that later. Okay, now that we're back in the square, I definitely want to open a portal.
When I'm ready, and not before.
And then we're gonna head all the way to the west and try to find the control blocks.
Good find, Exile.
There's some sulfite for Nico. And the quest has updated to kill Valenta. Let me get the waypoint, and I'm going to head back out. Because we're close to the reliquary here.
Good find, Exile.
And that's another waypoint. So now we can head back and use the portal that we opened. Should I keep this Val mask? Probably not. But still.
Well, once more, you owe me for letting you sail around on me ship. But that's okay. I'm the kind of gal who can play the long game. Sometime in the future, I'll be in need of your services once more. You can pay me back then. All right, come on. You got a job to do. Lives to save, gods to kill. Better get to it. Now that the Brine King is nothing but crab meat, his sunken domain, the ancient city of Soartha, is ripe for the plundering. Your granddaddy once dedicated a good portion of his sailing life trying to hunt down the location of that monolithic city. Then, while he were otherwise indisposed, yours truly tried to follow in his gnarled footsteps, track down the teardrop, a pearl as big as your head, carved with the clues to the city's subaquatic location. I was this close to completing my grandfather's legacy when those damn Templar privateers raided me ship and took off with the teardrop, threw it in their reliquary here in Theopolis. As it were, now's the perfect time to retrieve that dazzling pearl. Think you can nab it for me? I'll make it worth your while. Maybe tickets off the list of things you owe me. Time and tide wait for no man.
So what we need to do here is find a way to cross the river. I think we can use this bridge. And we can go north now.
When I'm ready, and not before.
There's a waypoint and there's the ossuary. Now this is somewhat of an optional area. But the enemies here are quite higher than the main area. These are level 67. Okay, this is the elixir that Whalem wanted. And we might as well do this Trial of Ascendancy. We can use Flame Dash to get past these darts.
Emperor must know precisely where he stands.
And what is this recipe again? This is chaos damage. Okay, that area was a lot smaller than I anticipated. Wasn't a lot of experience.
You found it! Bless your boots, Exile! Me lady problems will be over at last. Let's give it a go then. I feel nothing. Blast it all to the ocean depths! Ruined! Oh, them years sitting around in that damned ossuary, the love's magic fizzled right out of the damn thing. Ah, well, can't blame a man for trying. Anyway, here's a little something for your effort.
So there's a book of regrets for us.
Here our ways divide.
Now let's check the reliquary out. This is a decent shield. 31% chance to block, 83 life. I can see myself using something like this. Can't really use the armor, but still better than nothing. This one's also decent. Cold damage, not really. And also no. Reduced crit damage.
When I'm ready. and
No
not before.
traces. This has to be a bit difficult to find. If the reward is 30 orbs, can't imagine being able to farm something like that. And this is the teardrop. Okay, that's the map that Lily wanted. Okay, one more skill point. Let's get some area of effect as we work towards cruel intentions. No, cruel preparations.
Exile, you're a giant among men. You got no idea how long I have yearned to have this beauty once more in my hands. The teardrop is surprisingly still in pretty good condition. Not too typical of the baubles them Templars like to steal. We'll stick around a while longer, but once things settle down, my grandfather and I will be setting sail with Sir Arthur firm in our sights.
And we have a selection of belts to choose from. I think a heavy belt is the best pick here. And it's honestly not that good.
Time and tide wait for no man.
There's a new life flask for us.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Okay, this area is definitely not worth farming. Neither are these control blocks, but we do have a mini-boss to deal with. Surprised to see the blue landing zone still out there. Oh, a bismuth flask. A bit late for something like this. There's a strong box. I don't really care about it right now. This is the laboratory where we found the miasmater. We're gonna have to fight... what became of Valenta? Do I need to move closer? Yes, I do.
When I'm ready, and not before.
And I think Lani has a reward here.
You return from your hunt triumphant. Then Violenta is dead. I wish I could say that a celebration is in order, but in our current existence, I've had all I can stomach of banquets and feasts.
Yeah, agreed.
Here.
We have still Kitava's feast to deal with.
For freedom.
Okay, with the bronze tower shield, we're going to have how much life? Over 3,000. That's a decent amount. We're gonna lose a bit of damage. And of course the onslaught chance. Do we have a blue socket? Yes, we do. This should take care of it. Now we're gonna get chaos resistance. We're also going to get about the same amount of lightning resistance. If we subtract 30 points, fire resistance is going to be 72, cold is 51, we definitely need more, and lightning is going to be 64. That's a bit low. How about this ring? Come to think of it, didn't I have another one of these 2 stone rings? There was this one. This has 71 life. We're gonna need the dexterity. So if we replace this one, now fire resistance is way overcapped. We can get some cold, but it will not be enough. Lightning will be, though. And with our shield, that's gonna be good. Chaos will be 42. Cold and lightning. This is not gonna change much. And we'll get a bit more life on the tricord. Yeah, I think we're good. we'll swap back the gear now. We do have an alchemy orb to craft cold resistance. We can craft cold, yes we can. On this one we could get a bit of maybe evasion. Since we can't get much out of armor, we have too few points of it. Alright, back to the square. These are the horns we have to destroy. But we're gonna have to go to the
When I'm ready,
desecrated
and not before.
chambers for that.
Good find, Exile.
Life is short. Deal with it.
There's another encounter with Rog.
I've got another one for you.
Okay, let me check these layouts. I think we can start right
I
here.
wonder what you'll unearth.
And that's good. Okay. I have no idea what the mini boss here is.
When I'm ready, and not before.
And... okay, what was that? Some type of amalgamation of limbs. There's a sacrifice fragment and not much else. Okay, this box can actually freeze us, but we do have an ace in our sleeve, if I may say so. We're gonna activate Arctic Armor. Let's not forget the waypoint. Now we're gonna have to make our way through the chambers.
When I'm ready and not before.
So, portal open. I doubt we're gonna need it. The boss here is not particularly difficult. This one is complete trash, unfortunately. And we'll get the staff here. Now we're gonna have to take this back to Bane. But before we do that, I want to finish exploring these chambers. I might have missed a recipe here. Or the crafting bench. There's another side area. These are Twisted Inquisitorium. And just another one of these fragments.
when I'm ready and not before.
So maybe there's no recipe here. Or it's in some other part of the zone that I have not explored yet. Might be worth coming back to. So we have the staff. Let's speak to Bannon one final time.
I fear I have not been entirely honest with you, my friend. While it is true that this staff can forge a path for us through Kitava's horns, it has the ability to revitalize innocence into waking fully. And that is where the staff's true power resides. In this act, I will become his host in the fullest sense. And together, he and his brother Sin will be able to ally with you against the forces of darkness. I bid you farewell, Exile, for where my spirit is set to travel, there is no return. Win this battle. Defeat Kitava. Free our people.
And there's Innocence, back in his former glory. Let me finish identifying everything here. Now we can complete the quest with Lanny.
Bannon was a man whom I greatly admired, possibly even loved. My heart is grieved to see him depart from us and journey to the home of Hinekora. Yet, he sacrificed himself so that we might live, and stood true to his convictions. This god, this born-again innocence, fills me with unease. Though he appears repentant of his past transgressions, I do not believe he should be forgiven, nor that he should tread this earth any longer than is required.
Now we're going to pick this blood raiment, I think. There's the robe. We don't have much use for armor, so let's just go for the evasion, yes. That's a decent amount. Not exactly usable still.
Remember, we do this for freedom.
I am reborn. A new god in a troubled land.
Brother, you have seen better days, I am sure. But for now, you must rouse yourself. We have work to do. If ever you wish to make right the wrongs of your past, help me now. As once I asked you in the early days of mankind. Do this for me, and I shall consider our quarrel to be at its end.
Go, do battle, anointed Exile. Though my brother and I will aid you, I sense the universe conspires for you to be the savior of our world on this day.
Greetings. Hello.
And that's actually it. We're now free to move on to the fitting trough and fight Kitava. We also have access to the third version of the labyrinth, the merciless one. Not much else left to do in the campaign. And since our resistances will be taken care of, we're gonna switch to that shield we looted before. We're gonna change the ring to the 2-stone ring. We should be good. However, I'm not going to engage these bosses in this episode. It's going to take a bit of time going through the labyrinth and then fighting Kitava. Now we have to go through the canals, then the fitting trough. I'm going to end the video here. A bit shorter than normal, but that's alright, of course. I'm going to thank you for staying here and enjoying Path of Exile with me. Hopefully I'll see you in the next part.